Another day, another spoiler is spoiled. Yeah, there you go. So today we got the blue and black cards from the World Martial Arts Tournament theme booster number 2. We already went through the yellow cards, the green cards. I did not get a chance to get the red cards out because I was in LA for the regional, but at the same time, there are a couple notable cards in that one, like the Videl that acts as a counter Roshi, or a one-drop Roshi, but it is for red. And then the new Hercule and a couple other cards that are pretty good, like the Goten and the Trunks. Just link cards. But now, let's just jump right into the blue and black cards. There's not that many black cards, but the blue ones do look interesting. We have a whole little poster as as it standardly does or has, which is all pretty cool. We do have the Oob, which is good. This is like the younger Oob. I guess it's like he's like the same age, I guess. All these say the Majin Buu saga, but this is really the end of Z, which counts as the Majin Buu saga. Just as a heads up, if anybody ever asks, or I'm going to point that out a couple times. We'll go over these in a little bit. This is actually probably my favorite Link card set, or the combo, because they are 3 drops, they are blue. They do cost 2 blue, but I'll explain a little bit why. This is interesting, especially the Piccolo and this sort of respect, sort of like these faces are interesting. I do love that. The new announcer card that is just like the Universe 7 Goku. This one's actually pretty cool, but it's good. I'll explain. And a 0 cost World Tournament card, which is actually really quite good. So let's just go into the blue ones. So the first one is the Oob. The art itself is actually really good. I really like it. It kind of shows that, you know, he obviously has some hidden power, some goodness coming out of him, etc. He's an uncommon card, not a rare, so that's good. He is a flip 2 for active. And then his activate main on this flip side is choose 1 card from your life and add it to your hand, and choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards return to your hand. And then it gains 5k for the duration of the turn. So I never liked these sort of take life on Awakened, because most of the time you're going to be at 4 life, and there's only 2 or 3 times that you're going to be able to use it. And if you don't, then it's a wasted effect, and he's just attack and draw basically. You're gonna be really choosy with these type of things, and I'm just sort of like about it. But there are a couple ways to get around it, like being really defensive. Because it is a blue leader, there are a lot of defensive cards that you can actually use, and that's always going to be good. He does have access to all the World Tournament stuff, which is good. We don't have any Earthling stuff just yet, but I know in the future we will. And one other thing I was thinking of is that you most likely could use Results of Chaining, the set 1 and 2 card that lets you awaken at 5 or more. I know no one really plays that, but if you play it defensively and awaken him a lot earlier, and then you can just choose however much life you can from that, especially with objection and a lot of defensive stuff. You could do that. That's a theoretically, you could do that at 7 or 8 life. And then just choose as many cards from your life, because it doesn't have a restriction as far as like if you need to be at a certain life or whatever. Just a thought. Test of Strength Goku. This goes with the Ube, the Filipino stuff. It's a 15,000 double striker for 3, 2 blue. When you play this card with your leader card is World Tournament, which means Jackie Chun, which means Oob, which means announcer, etc. You may choose 1 Oob from your hand and play it, which is good because any free card is good. And when you do so, or if you do so, both that card and this card gains 5k for the turn, which is good because you couldn't play multiple of these. If you have multiple in your hand, you can play 1 and then play the Oob, and then the next turn you can play 1, play the Oob. It's just one of those things. I love it. So what really matters is the Test of Strength Oob. If we go to it, I hate that they don't put them together. It's a 3-drop 15k for critical, and when you play this card, if a Test of Strength Goku is in your battle area, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards with 20,000 or less power and place them at the bottom of their owner's decks. I really do like this one. This is really good. And it's good because it's just pretty balanced, I would say. Not only that he gets 20k critical, but also choose up to 2 of the opponent's battle cards with 20,000 or less power is really good. It stays with the blue archetype in itself, and it's a 3-drop. Like, I mean, honestly, you're going to be tapping out for this most of the time at 3 energy, and you're going to be cleaning the board, and then going for 20,000 critical, and then 20,000 double strike. That's not bad. I think that's not bad. I don't think it's like anything broken or anything like that. That's a good combo. You just have to have both pieces. Top of this game, Son Gohan. So interesting art, like all this art, because it's like at the end of the, well, not all of them. Yeah, I mean, this one is the Majin Buu saga, so I guess it's at the end of the Z saga or Z show, I guess. And all the art is just like, it's kind of confusing at this point, but I guess because not many people watch GT and they had to redraw a lot of it. That's my guess. He is a super combo with 5 or less life and 10k. It's a Buhan target. There you go. Cool. And it doesn't specify any specific World Tournament leader, so you can use that with anybody. Scuffle time, Son Goten. This man looks like Yamcha. Everybody keeps saying that, but because it's at the end of the Buu saga, or Z, I guess, it's the beginning of GT, I would say. So that's around the time where he's like in the adolescence. Oh yeah, adolescence, Son Goten adolescence, so that makes sense. Activate main is choose 1 card for your life, so Self-Awakening. And then if Mr. Buu is in your battle area, you choose this card and 1 of your energy and switch it to active mode, and this gains 10k power for the rest of the turn. This is good, so Self-Awakening for 2. And then basically if Buu's there, you can switch up to 1 of your energy to active mode, which is good. And I think if if it's activate main, so this main can just sit there. You can choose 1 card from your life, and the rest of it doesn't have to proc off, just like the Kunshi. Awakening Talent Pan, one of my favorite cards, I think. She's a 1-drop 5k, and when this card attacks, you may choose 1 card from your life and add it to your hand. And if you do so, this card gains 10k power for the rest of the turn. So no critical, no combo, no nothing. But it is a blue, if you're running mono blue, Self-Awakening card for 1. It is a float target, but it's only 1, so so much for that. But at the end of the turn, return this card to the owner's hand, which is really good. I think yes, it is susceptible to full power, but hey, listen, now everybody's running green. I think Android is going to be a pretty problematic in the upcoming months. You heard it from me, but that is just me. But that is a really good card. Begrudging Respect Vegeta as an uncommon card. He has barrier for 4, a 20,000, 2 blue. Woo, hefty. But when you play this card, his leader card is a World Tournament, and Piccolo, the other one, is in play from your battle area. Their opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand and places on the top of their deck in any order. So that's pretty annoying. So already more blue spinning slash bouncing, you know, all this other stuff. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But of course, it does matter about the Piccolo, so we'll go to the Piccolo now. So that was a 4-drop 20,000. The Piccolo is a 2-drop barrier, which is good because now it's a 2-drop Namekian God. It's searchable by Gowasu, and it's searchable by Planet Namek, which is good. Shout out to Eggman. And basically, if the Vegeta's in play in the battle area, this gains blocker, so it's a barrier blocker for 2, which is very very niche to the Namekians and stuff like that. When you play this card, if you place an energy card or a card in your energy during your charge phase, and you have less energy than your opponent, you choose up to 1 of your opponent's energy and place it to the drop area. So this happens at any time, so this is separate from all of this. It's a direct counter to Super Saiyan 3. Obviously, they keep printing these, just like the Mass Saiyan Ejection Max Saiyan. And I think this is enough. I think this and the Mass Saiyan or Ejection Max Saiyan is enough. I think both of these cards, because they're both really easy to play, honestly, and can disrupt a Super Saiyan 3 player, I think this is enough. And I'm not just saying that because, you know, I play SS3 or anything like that. I literally try to avoid playing SS3 as much as possible, but I think those 2 cards as a hard counter slash silver slash bronze bullet is plenty. And both of those cards are pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to be playing them because this is a 4-drop and it's a World Tournament. You have to tap out for it. I don't know. But 2 cards from their hand, not too bad. I hate that they give them back though. So yeah. Awkward situation Trunks. This is really funny. We're about to make this as my my thumbnail. Activate main, choose 1 awkward situation. Atokoski? It's one of those. In your battle area and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. And if your looted card is a World Tournament, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So what happens in this one is that it's a 2-drop 15k. It just sort of sits there, and because it's an activate main, when the other guy, the very questionable guy, comes in at 4-drop, oh boy, it's 15k. If the Trunks is in play the battle area and this guy is not, you can play this card without paying the energy cost. So if Trunks is there, basically you play the play this guy, and then you activate main right after for Trunks, and you get to KO something on their field, basically. So what would happen is that you play this guy, you have the other guy in the hand, you play the other guy, you swing with him for 15k, and then you use the activate main to KO something. So I like the combo. I like the fact that this is a 2-drop and this is a really early sort of thing. But it is restricting to the World Tournament, so that's good. I'm glad that they're restricting more and more stuff. There's not all of them are not like they're being very choosy as far as this goes, especially with types of cards like this, which is good. Another one where it's a 1-drop barrier card, which is cool. Place this card at the bottom of the owner's deck. If Goten is in the battle area, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards and turn it to their hand. So another one that kind of disrupts the field, not so much the hand, but because this guy has a 2-drop, you play the other guy for barrier for 1, leave him there, and then you play this guy, and you choose 1 of your energy to switch to active mode, which is good. Self-awaken, which is good, and then it gains 10k. So I do like that this is activate main as well, so both of them sort of like sit there and just taking life and switching things to active mode, getting 10k. And because this guy has a barrier, you can just kind of let I was about to say Yamcha, but Goten KO something, or not KO something, but choose up to 1 of the opponent's battle cards and switch it to owner's hand pretty much every single turn as long as they survive. So I do like that, and because they're 1 and 2 cards, this is probably my 2nd favorite pair. The other one I already kind of explained for Oob, because he's a 20k critical. This guy's a 2-drop blocker. Cool, I guess. I don't think this guy's ever going to get any sort of a support, but I guess it's good for draft. Already explained that guy. And then the last one is Shocking Latent Ability for Oob. Gains 10k and you draw a card. Cool. You know, another leader specific card. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So the last ones are the black cards, which only really have 3 or 4 cards in this. The announcer, like I said, is just like the Universe 7 theme booster Goku, in which treat all World Tournament without any specific cost. You cannot include any non-World Tournament battle cards in your deck. So I'm thinking that you can include regular battle cards. So let me just double check real quick. I really want to double check that in the wording, because maybe I am thinking a little bit differently. Okay, so they changed the wording for this one, so you cannot include non-Universe 7 cards in your deck. For the other guy, wow, all right, it's just not gonna go back. It's just not gonna go back. It just it was like, nah, I'm just not gonna go back. For the other guy, it says you cannot include World Tournament battle cards in your deck. So that's good, because now you have access to other stuff like Sensu Bean and other black specific. I'm trying to think. Well, Dark Plot you could, but then again you can't use any Overrealm battle cards because they can't do any of these. Interesting. But when you play a World Tournament battle card, you get to draw 1 card, so that's really good as far as that goes. I think this is gonna be a fun leader. I think this is gonna be a really fun leader, because on the other side, which I don't really agree with, but when he attacks, it gains 1 card or draws 1 card. Still doesn't have the specified costs. I'm glad that they, put that out there. And then activate main. Choose 2 of your battle cards with World Tournament, and they gain 5k power for the turn, and negate this skill for the duration of the game. I hate that they did that. I would much rather have 1 battle card with 5k power and then negate for the rest of their turn. But cool, I guess. This guy is just a attack and draw, and then everybody has no specified cost, which is okay. Man, that's just my opinion, man. Announcer, ever curious. So this guy, when you play this card, if your looter card is a world tournament, search at the top 7 and choose one world tournament. It's a black card, colorless, which doesn't really matter if you are using announcer, but if you're using anybody else, this is a really good searcher, just like the Universe 7 representative. Glad that they got that support. Announcer, play-by-play pro. This is a counter attack, so if your looter card is a world tournament, so it doesn't matter if this is an announcer or not. You can play this card and negate it, just like the Roshi, just like the Videl. I do like those because it's a free 5k combo, and it gives you a little bit more value, so that way you have more options to use it for. During this turn, when you play this card, if there are 2 or more world tournament cards other than this card, you get to draw 2 cards. So this is not only, again, to the announcer, but any of the world tournament cards. So I really do like this. This is going to be a really cool foil card, I feel like, for anybody trying to foil out their world tournament card. If I had to pick up any foil card, it's probably this one, and maybe even the Videl. But that's just my opinion, man. I just watched The Big Lebowski for the first time, like, so come on, let's just give me a break. The World Tournament Arena is a 0-cost field card, and switch this, activate me and switch this to rest mode. If your leader card is announcer, choose 2 of your battle cards of the World Tournament that gain 5k for the duration of the turn. So this is the only reason why I'm okay with the negate the skill for the duration of the turn, because you have a 0-cost World Tournament area card in which you can just use this for pretty much each and every day, or each and every turn. So just add, if you have this on the card, or this card on the field, you can just add 5k to anything. So that really includes anything from the yellow cards, like the Goku and the I don't know if they have it here actually, because I think they're SRs. The Goku and the Roshi, in which this guy has triple strike, or triple attack and double strike for 5k, which he gains 20k, and then this guy KOs something right after. But now he's at 25,000, and with an announcer he gets 30,000 double strike, triple attack. So good luck trying to stop that, is what I'm trying to say here. And then including with all the other boosted cards. But that's really all it. It's not too many. If I didn't run through all the red cards real quick, because I know I didn't make a video on that. I know this is being buggy a little bit right now. The Hercule is one of my favorite leaders now, only because this is the activate battle. So any time during the battle, you get to draw a card if you combo something. Same thing for this side. Just remember that, like, anytime that, so if you combo Unbreakable, you get to draw twice, and then he gains 10k, and there you go. And there you go. That's all I can really say about that. But because he is a lower power, you kind of have to compensate. But you do get those draws, which is really, really cool. And drawing for anything is really cool. And also he draws 3 cards, which is that's just busted, man. This is good because it's good for board clearing. There you go. The Goten and Trunks I'm okay with. You know, it's whatever. That's a super combo. Don't really care about that. This is really cool. They errated it because it's so funny that they had to make sure you're coming from the deck instead of from, I guess, nowhere else. You know, this really doesn't want to go back. There you go. And it's really good for one Goten and Trunks. So that could be the older Goten and Trunks for Mighty Mass, and of course the new one for the pair from this set. This is really cool. I do like this. It's a continuous draw. Videl, I already said that as far as the new counter. This is signs of either rotation or reprinting, because Galactic Battle is ending print, supposedly. They're trying to reprint older cards that like this, like the one like Champa, basically, and we're getting other stuff like the Videl. But it's yellow. But for this one, because it's a one cost 10k, but that gains double strike, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But if they don't do rotation, which I am very much against, and as well as if they are trying to reprint stuff, that's fine, because right now we don't have any kind of restriction other than their Rattleless and that one pan flute, or that flute man. this is fine because now my Mass Saiyan deck not only has Vitals for counters for red, but also has 8 ways to double strike. So watch out for that. This Bobbity is really cool. This one's really cool too. That's stupid. That's dumb. This is kind of cool as far as that goes, and this is a cool card. That's all I can really say about it. Now, that is it. The next ones are going to be the SRs and SPRs. I think overall this set is actually really well balanced and awesome. There are going to be some problematic cards like the World Tournament, or the I am a World Champion card. That's going to be a problematic card, especially from testing. The fact that we have 8 Champas now is kind of a little concerning. And you know, in general, you know, some of this stuff is going to get some play. I can almost guarantee that. From everything else, I think I'm trying to think of like what would be kind of problematic, but honestly, I really don't know. I'm gonna have to see these SRs as well. But in general, I really do like this set. It, like I said, is a really overall really good and balanced set. Good, interesting sort of strats coming out of it, and I can't wait to see people build some decks out of it. Personally, I don't know if I'm going to be buying a box from it, but I will definitely buy a lot of commons and uncommons of some of the SRs. So let me know what you think. Like, dislike, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.